Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to 999, the first of the Nonary Games. I keep mentioning it's the first of the Nonary Games because that is what it's labeled on Steam as a bundle. Uh, so in the last recording we got down this middle path, which was what we wanted to do. We did a rather long escape the room puzzle and then a rather short novel puzzle, and now we're into another escape the room puzzle. I think there's a decent chance that this path might be a good ending, and we're probably going down this path, which will be a bad ending. But it's kind of questionable what the bad endings are at all. And it's going to be kind of weird to get this ending in particular. We'll try it. We'll try to do it cheap and quick. Because we don't really want this to go badly. And I guess what we'll do is after this ending we'll rewind to this point, do this, see if this just leads to the same ending, and probably skip quite a bit. And then if it does show us something slightly different or gives us a different ending, good. If it doesn't, then maybe we don't rewind back to this point and then go all the way here, potentially getting this ending again. But who knows? Like, I think we kind of have to try all of this. But let's just do the escape the room puzzle. We found out that Santa has a sister, and here we have a card with a headshot. Interesting. Oh, all of a sudden, we're getting something that directly relates to the characters. Like, we really didn't get a lot of backstory. Santa said he had a sister. That's about it. We didn't even get confirmation that she was dead, or that she was one of the 16 kids that were kidnapped in the other ending that we had before this, or anything like that. And we still have yet to get any real backstory with Ace. And June is having fever issues pop up every time the story wants to get rid of her as a character. Which, between Ace using a drug to put himself to sleep and June having a fever pop up to get rid of her as a character, like, it clearly goes to show that there is just some bad stage writing and just thinking as this is written. The thing here with writing for a story or writing for a visual novel that you probably didn't originally intend to hire voice actors to be in, I imagine an author probably doesn't start his project going, yeah, I want to have potentially 9 voice actors voicing 9 different characters, although it would be fairly easy to have maybe 5 or 6 voice 9 characters, because a lot of them can certainly do two voices. But yeah, if you were making a movie, that would be in the budget. You would think every single scene, does this person need to be in the scene? Do we need another camera? Do we need to do another setup? Is this person adding anything to the story to be in that scene? And just being a little conservative in how you narrate and kind of storyboard your movie or your video game would have clearly brought up some red flags in this game, where you start with the number 9 kind of arbitrarily, and you don't even have 9 interesting characters. I would have a real hard time believing that even that anywhere there is out there a person who likes all 9 of these characters and thinks they're all necessary. There's clearly people that could have been merged together. Clearly characters that could have been eliminated, since they're not really doing much in the story at all anyways. You could have written this more like a Jigsaw movie, Jigsaw Trap type idea by simply having 3 people tied up, and you show them on the screen, and at the end of the game you free those people and they're introduced at that point. Particularly if your goal here was to have 9 characters so you could have several of them show up in a sequel, like that would make more sense. So if you just took, like, Clover would be a great person to put in danger, and you just see her on the camera or on the TV, like live feed of her being chained to a chair or something in a room that's slowly filling up throughout the entire game. There you've got some drama increasing, there you've got a goal, you really want to save this girl, particularly if Snake is there in the group and he goes, "That's my sister." If you put Lotus and June, now that would be all the females tied up at the end. Okay, Junpei would recognize June. Her being tied up would take her out of the story, and yet still have this scenario where she would be a potential goal. Also, you could have it where sometimes Zero would let people talk to the people through, like, microphones, and then you could have those conversations when they need to be in the story, while very naturally eliminating them for the vast majority of the rest of the story. Maybe you don't put Lotus in danger, because she doesn't seem to have anybody who seems to care about any of the other characters, unless there's going to be a twist at some point where we find out Ace and Lotus were a thing at one time. So instead, maybe you put Santa in danger, or you could put Seven in danger, or an Ace in danger. Any one of those characters would be fine. Yeah, and it does open up a possibility that, like if Ace was in danger, he could be related to somebody. He could be like the father of some other character or something. But yeah, doing something like that still keeps 9 people in the game while eliminating 3 people for the vast majority of the story, which is what I would have as goals. Get this down to 6 people. I don't think that really changes the math any. You could even start the game where there's really only 3 or 4 people, and you free a couple after the first act, thus making it even a better, easier story to write. Anyways, let's get back to the game. Has a headshot on it. A headshot. Yeah. I'm not really sure what the purpose this could possibly serve. What's funny is that you show that to Ace instead of Santa, and he's just going to be labeled as the 9th man. This is a really dumb conversation. I'm gonna just decide to skip through. Can't click on anything here. Alright, so over here we have boxes, which it seems like the 9th man. Take a look at this. Cards. So now we have Lotus. All this really proves is that the people who are kidnapped here weren't blatantly kidnapped here. That's all that really proves. It doesn't, which we kind of assumed so much to be true. And take note that there's no name here that would June's saying, we're not a couple. Not at all. Not in any way. So, yeah. It does preserve the name thing. I'm not cute at all. I'm not photographic. Next to Clover, my skin looks gross. I'm not sexy like Lotus. I know guys go for women who look like Lotus, but, I'm trying too. I'm doing the best I can. Please don't call me a board or a trash can or a cutting board. I don't think any of that is localized right. I imagine in Japanese, maybe she's saying, please don't call me flat as a board, and she doesn't have a large bust size. But a cutting board seems weird. Wait a minute, I haven't said anything like that, have I? So yeah, this does feel like this probably is the path to the good ending. At this rate. His face is drawn really weird there. That's an odd angle. So seems like it's fairly easy to get 8 cards. So the one card we're missing now. It's a keyhole. So we gotta find the key. Let's go up higher. And we've got machine. So we gotta get power on this machine. Metal plate again, forcing you to. Now that's funny, I just used the right bump to turn around and it brought me downward. Can't pick up this rope. Let's go forward. Can't click on this. So we could jump over the fence. Got a bad feeling about it. Wimp. Okay, fine. I'll go. Please be careful, Santa. Yeah. But just in case. What's he gonna do with that screw? Didn't see what throwing a screw at the fence is. This is, oh man. There's electricity running through the fence. Looks like it. Then we can't get to the other side. We could jump off those crates, but we wouldn't be able to get back. So we now have a electric fence. So did I miss something? Or is there a reason specifically why we don't have Ace's card other than Ace's 0? Clover. They looked in this bag. They looked in this bag. Here we go. And Ace isn't a specific thing. So take note, you could at any point have had a ton more items. There's room for another 7 items. This feels like this is going to be just really straightforward.
All 9 picture cards. We just need to insert these cards into the slots at the front of each box.
One assumes. Ace peered over his shoulders at
You
them.
know which card goes in which box, yes?
You definitely should. Like, there's no way, even if this was your first playthrough, that you wouldn't know the number of each of these characters.
Yeah, of course I do. It's really obvious. You just match our numbers to the numbers, then you pop the corresponding card in the right box.
Now, it'll be funny if it turns out this isn't right.
So for instance, the card with the picture of Ace on it goes into box 1.
Let's see if that
The
works.
card with the picture of Snake on it goes into box 2, and
Oh, I see.
It's funny, Ace wouldn't even begin to pretend like he couldn't figure that out.
what is it?
Junpei thought he might have imagined it, but he could have sworn Ace
I'll
stiffened.
leave the rest to you.
Hey, wait!
Quickly turned and walked away.
What's wrong with him? Oh well, whatever.
So is this a bomb?
Time to solve the 9 boxes puzzle.
9 cards with pictures in 9 boxes. Junpei stared at them for a moment and then began.
Ace's card is in box 1, Snake's is in number 2.
So it seems like he's just gonna do it without asking.
I just need to do the same for the rest. And finally, the 9th man's card into box 9.
It's not showing us anything and it's not blowing up. All 9 lids popped open at once.
Yeah! Oh, they opened!
And there's nothing in them.
What the?
In each option, each box was a single pin.
9 pins?
Okay. They looked a little like sewing pins, but much thicker. Do these remove the bracelets?
I guess I'll take them with me.
See, here's the problem though. There's no way to look at your bracelet or anything like that. So if these pins magically go in some tiny little hole to unlock each of the bracelets, then we really are at that point in the win scenario. So I guess not though. I guess the pins are gonna go into these 6 holes. It looks like the pins I found would be a perfect fit for them. So, yeah. These puzzles seem in specifically too easy and too frequent in these last 2 escape rooms. Just too many puzzles. They could have been spread out more. He says 2, 4, and 6 should go at the top. That would be 12, 3 as a digital route, and 3, 5, and 7 should be at the bottom part. Well, some of them lit up. Yeah, 3 and 6. Wonder if there's some kind of rule that determines which light goes on. Well, let's put the 2, 4, and 6 pins in the top part and the 3, 5, 7 pins in the bottom. That should be 3 again. And then the 3, 5, 7 pins would have been 15, which should have been 6. Which seems to be what lit up. It's digital routes. This feels like this should have been a game. If this was going to be a game that taught you how to do digital routes, it should have been at the very beginning of the game. 2, 4, 6 is 12. Digital route of 12 is 3. Therefore, light 3 turns on. 3, 5, 7 is 15. And digital route of 15 is 6. Therefore, 6 turns on. Makes sense, right? I see. The lights that match the digital route of the pins inserted in the top and lower parts will light up. So that's how it works. There's only one other thing I like to check. Well, if he wants to try it, he's certainly welcome. So, You put the 1, 2, 3 pin on top and the 6, 7, 8 pin on bottom, which would have been 6, and the 6, 7, 8 would be 3. So in theory, the bottom ones should toggle the 3 off, and the 1, 2, 3 pins should toggle the number 6 off. Oh, they turned off. 6, 7, 8 is 21, digital root of that is 3, therefore lights 3 turn off. 1, 2, 3 is 6, therefore light 6 turns off. Oh, I get it now. If the digital root for pins you insert is the same as the number on the lights that are lit, those lights turn off. Yeah, looks like that's the trick. Alright, now we know how it works. Blah blah blah, blah blah blah. Let's see. So turn them all on. Okay. Slight bit of a puzzle here, because it's starting with number 9 already on, which means we are going to have to double up on something. So 1, 2, how's this work? Click here and click here, click here and here and here and here, and then here, here, and here, and here. It didn't seem to work. Why would that not work? Okay, let's see if we can get 3 that would equal 10 on the top. 1, 2, 3, and then 3, 3 plus 9 maybe would be 12, plus 4. Okay, see if we can now get 11 lit up. Let's see, 1, 2, and 3. That should do that. And then let's see if we can get 8 in this bottom part. So 9, and then we'll start with a bigger number. We've been going the other direction. 9 plus 7 would be 16, plus that wouldn't work. 9 plus 4 would be 13, which would get us to 7. So let's do 9 plus 5 plus 3. Okay. Now we just need 13. Actually, let's just start with 6 down here. Well, actually, might not be a terrible idea to... See, we're gonna have to get 2 in the final solution. One that ends up at 15, at 14. So this one, and then this one, and then this one. 14 would be 5. And then can we get something that's either 3 or 4 now, as it's, let's see, 10 plus that would be 4. So this plus this is 10, plus a 3 is 13, which would be 14. Okay, so now we just need to figure out how to get to a 3 and a 6, which we started at 3 and 6, didn't we? So 1, 2, 3, and then 4, 5, 6. And if this isn't a solution, then we'd have to turn off everything. Apparently it doesn't want to work that way. Fine. Then let's go with 3, and then 5, and then 7, and then to get to 3 we'll do 2, 4, and 6. All the lights are on and the shutter's opened. Hey, does this mean? Yeah, we gotta do it again. Man, I thought I was doing so well. And I don't think we've got to do it again. I think we have to do what is a magic square. So we need 16 if this is hexadecimal, which we've seen hexadecimal used mentioned a couple of times. So we could do something like this, this, and this, and so in this direction it'll be 16. I don't really know how to make magic squares, but we'll see how this works. And then if we were to do this, then that's not enough to get to 16, is it? Well, it is if I do this. So 7 plus 8 is 15, plus 1 is 16. And this would be 16 alone, though. So I think that's probably wrong. What if we were to put this here? Well, that definitely doesn't seem like that would be right. Let's see if we can work with some of this. This is 16, this is 16, this is 14, so this would be 2. Yep. And then this is 11, so that would be 5. And this is 6, which means I would need 10. And this would be not right either. Two plus 1 plus 9 is not gonna equal 16, so 1 can't beat it. 8 is probably it, if I was to guess, because that would make more sense. Yeah, since hexadecimal is somewhat related to an 8-bit system. So we've got squares now. that'll add up. 7, 15, 1, 6, 14, 16. So I imagine a 9 here. 9, 10 would have to be 16 over here. Let's see, what else do we have? We did this. That's 15. If we did this, that's 16. Down this way, this would be 13, which could be 16 this way. This is 12, so a 4 goes here. We're not too far off now. Let's see. The only problem is we've got a 13 here instead of, and a 13 this way. And we have way too big of a number this direction. So I think what we're gonna have to just keep on deciding is to go at smaller and smaller numbers and see if this works. Like, I don't think there's really much of a math problem here, as it were. It really just seems to be a little bit of trial by error. Okay, so this would be 16. This is 13 plus 2, so this doesn't work. And this is 19. This is 9. 13, yeah. So let's just take the things that are missing, that are wrong. This is not, well, this is 16. 7 plus 9, 16. This is 16, and this is 16 this direction. So then coming down here, this is 16, this is 15. Yeah, 6 plus 7 is 13, 14, 15. And this is 15. It does kind of feel like we are just messing with the whole system though, and not really finding a real solution. 12 plus that would be 4, can't be in this combination. This would have to be a 5. Okay, 5 doesn't really work. This 9 doesn't really work. This 1 doesn't really work. Let's see, 14. Yeah, I don't think 6 works at all. Let's go ahead and just skip to 5. 5, 13 plus 3. There's something about the squares and magic squares now that I remember it. Like, these 4 squares should also equal 16. So if I get a cross section like this, so this should be like 1 here. 1, 3 totally does not work though. So yeah, feels like it should be 9 again. But 9 won't work. So 9 plus 4. I could be wrong about the squares adding up to 16 too. That might be in a bigger magic square. It might not work here. This is 16. Okay. And so if I was to put a 1 here and then a 2, like that's totally not gonna work. Let's put a 1 here and let's put a 6 here. This is the problem here. This 6 plus this 4 would require another 6, so it can't be 6. So 3, that makes that 9, which means I can put a 7 here, which means I could put an 8 here, 8 and 11, which means I can put a 5 here. And really we're just brute forcing this more than anything. A 4, so 11 adds up to 2, which would be 13, versus this is 15 plus 6. This way is 16. This way is 16. This way is 16. This way would not be 16. Yeah, I almost feel like the game needs to just tell me what to do. Like, it just needs to tell me the solution. Because, honestly, we are hitting a point where it might just make more sense to just use a walkthrough. I recently played a game called Uru, which was supposed to be this online multiplayer MMO type game for puzzles based in the Myst universe, MYST. And while covering that, I said, man, this game is just so unfun and boring and time consuming that it really is the first game where I ever had to say you get what you deserve if people just decide to go and watch a walkthrough on YouTube instead of buying the game. Now, in a visual novel sense such as this, I don't think I can make that same argument. I think it is probably fair to say that the players of a game like this knew what they were getting into, and so it's not realistic to say that that people should watch a walkthrough. If anything, visual novels like this are proving quite easily that you can't really rely on just watching a walkthrough, because this is so long it would take you even longer than just playing the game yourself, and it would be less entertaining because of it. 9. Yeah. Well, I've either messed this up terribly, or there's something I'm not getting here. 16. Unless I'm supposed to be looking for a different number as a magic number. Because, yeah, this gets 16, but this only gets 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then maybe 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Ooh. Maybe it is 9. Can we get a digital root of 9 in all of these? I guess that is the question. Let's go back. We get no hint. Think. Oh, 15! Ah, no wonder I can't do the puzzle. I'm an idiot. Yeah, 15 in base 10 is F for hex. I keep forgetting that there's a 0 in hexadecimal, so there are 16 digits starting with 0 and ending with 15. Yeah. Well, that was worth doing, I suppose, because then that does solve the problem a lot easier. Let's see. Let's go ahead and just start with 4 in the middle, because I think that would be right. Then 9 here, and then probably want to put 8 somewhere around there, and then 8 plus that would be 12, and 3, that would be 12, which would require 3, so probably not that. 2 would be 10, 11, which would require 4. Let's go ahead and put this here. 14. There. That's 14. That's 14. 6 plus 8 would be 14. But that's 17. So we gotta keep these numbers out somehow. Gotta keep 8 and 9 apart from each other. So something like that must be the case. And let's see. Think something like that. So 16, 15. Yeah, I don't think you're gonna get 15 this way. We're going for 15 though, so that would be a 3 anyways. 3, 7, 15. 3, 9 is 12, which would be another 3. So it does kind of feel like 1 would really only be the right answer. Let's see. And then 15, that would be 6, but that's 15. Again. Let's see, 14 plus 1 is 15. 9 plus 6 would be 15. Okay. Can we now use this to fill in this last part of the square? 7 plus 13 plus that is 18. So I don't think that works. It would have to be a 4. That would be 15. And then you would need a 10 here. So am I supposed to perhaps shift this in such a way that it goes up to this corner? Does that help you any? No, doesn't. The 4 and the 1 cannot work together, so it's just not the right solution. I still need help. Clearly. 9 plus 8 plus 7. All 3 of those numbers take you over the 15 mark. So where do I put the 7? Like here, I suppose. I think that's about it. And then if I put a 6 here, that's 15, so that doesn't work. If I put a 6 here, that's 15, and so that doesn't work. So the only place I could either put it is here or here. 6 here would be 13, 6 here would be 14. So let's see, 1, and then, nope, I can't put a 6 here because then that also wouldn't work. So wait a minute, let's just think about this. 6 can't go here because this makes 15. 6 can't go here because that makes 15. 6 can't go here because that makes 15. Unless we're looking for a digital root of 6. Is the puzzle here you're just supposed to give up and you find out that there's no way for any of these numbers to actually work? Let's hit B. Let's just see if we can get another hint. Seems like the letter F means 15. Alright, let's give it one more shot. So where do you hide the 9? In such a way that it can only interact with a few things, or fewer things. I guess maybe you put the 9 here, and then the 8 here. That then lets you put something like the 6 here, which would be 13, which then would let you put a 2 here for 15. That would be that, and that would let you put a 4 here for 15, and then that would let you put a 3 here for 15. So 5 here. I think we've got it. Let's not put the 5 in the middle. This 1 here. Let's see, 9 plus 6 is 15. We've got it. So is this in some way the solutions to the doors that we should have always done? Is this a digital root of 672? Would have been a digital root of 6. 1, 5, 9 would be a digital root of 6. Yeah, it's all going to be a digital root of 6, obviously. Which, does that mean you should go through door 6? Is that something that would have mattered? Because we didn't go through door 6 this time. Well, we did go through door 6. Isn't this door 6? Yeah. So it's kind of not telling us anything. We got all the pins inserted, all lights up. We did it. The power's on now. Looks like there's electricity going through the monitor on top now. Alright, let's see what we can activate. We can activate the device on top. There's a green button, a red button, and a lever. I wonder what these do. I think this might help. What the heck is this? Where'd you find this? What is that? Where'd you find it? I found it while you were messing with the pinholes. It looks like instructions for this thing. So the game is just going to hand you instructions because the puzzle must be so complicated. According to what it says, this thing's a remote control for that. That. Yeah, that. He's pointing to, oh, it's a box moving puzzle. Machine over there, apparently it's called the Pushmaster 5000. Are you serious? Whatever, so what are you supposed to do with the Pushmaster 5000? You see the coffin over at the top of the crates? Yeah. Don't you want to know what the deal with it is? I do. You want to check it out? Yeah. Alright, how do you think we're going to get there? Well, there's some crates on the right side of the fence that someone piled up like stairs. Maybe if we make a path to the coffin from there, how would we do that? Line up the crates, I guess? Sounds about right? Alright. I guess this is just another of Zero's puzzles. Yeah. So, yeah. You had a hidden object puzzle of finding the 9 cards. Then you had a puzzle to open the panel. Then you had a puzzle to activate the panel. Now you have to use the panel. This is far too many puzzles. So we have to program it before we can do anything. We've got the Pushmaster 5000 instructions that look, let's see. It can push blocks, not purple things, and it only has a small number of moves, and it can't lift heavy objects. So, where are we on the flow, by the way? It's not like we're any further. Still feels like there's quite a lot of games. Alright, let's see. Battery dies after 50 moves, at least that's what the manual says. Keep in mind that the Pushmaster 5000 can't move heavy metal crates. Okay, got it. When a square adjacent to Pushmaster is pressed, the Pushmaster will move to that square. If there's a crate in the way, it will push it up a single crate. Move the crates appropriately and efficiently to fill in the yellow area. So we do seem like we have the ability here to kind of fairly easily. That's not gonna work. None of this is gonna work. Wait a minute. The purple stops us. And if we push this down and we push this in the way, that's fine. But the problem is this is now out of the way. So if I push this up this way, I can't push it. If I push this way and then come over here and push this down this way and then come back, I wish I could just undo what I just did. Alright. Yeah, if I come over here and push that way, that works. Then I have to basically push that back up. And How do we want to handle all this? I probably have taken too many moves. Hmm. Yeah. Too many moves. And it just throws you out exactly like it throws you out if you make a mistake. So what's the best way to do this efficiently? That would be one move off. You can't push two things at the same time. Alright. Here. 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 Push that down. Then push that down. And what do we want to do next? Might be one move off. We need to push this up. So maybe if I had one. It seems like the game gave me 51 moves now. I think it's just glitched. Honestly. Let's see, what if we came down here and pushed that? Would that help us any? I guess that is a different option. But if we push that out of that way, and then we push that this way, and then we push that this way, then we have to push that that way. Yeah, doing that doesn't work. Alright. Let's come down here. Yeah, I don't think that helps anything at all. think that's what they want me to do. So I can loop around. Yeah. Pushing it up here and pushing it down there is a mistake. So your only option is push that way or that way. Push that down to get over to this point. Okay. And then push that up. Push that up. Push that down that way, I guess. Will I have enough moves to pull this off? Yeah, got it. Kind of just brute force my way into it. So we put it in the program. What do we do next? Just be quiet and watch. See it moving already? They even made a little animation. What a waste of an animation, though. Like, why would you pay an animator to animate that one scene when so much of this game is not animated? Alright. So now, I'm at the top of the stairs. I hit the right bump. You would think that would turn me around. Instead, it takes me down one. I'll hit the left bump. It takes me back up. Right bump takes me all the way down. Now right bump turns you around. So we aren't turning off the fence though, so whoever goes in here potentially dies. And there was like no conversation around it at all. And then we have a symbol here of kind of a geometric fish.
Mummy!
Is it really a mummy? Is this literally actually a cursed ship?
Just kidding.
So this obviously is important comments because it's voiced again.
Really?
What'll be funny is if this turns out to be Santa's sister. That would suck for him. It would be funny if it turned out to be the body of Zero or some person they don't recognize, or if it turned out to be Snake, either dead or alive.
Whatever. Just open it. Okay.
A small key and
A gun. Interesting. All of a sudden they bring in a gun.
a gun?
Now remember, or you probably, just in case you don't know, in Japan, there are basically no guns. The police don't normally patrol at all. They stay in little police boxes. Police typically don't carry guns at all. There might be some special detectives and things like that, but it's not even to the level of the UK where a lot of the UK police didn't have guns for a long time. I think now a lot of the UK police do carry weapons. But yeah, in Japan in particular, there's just like no guns at all. You're more likely to see somebody with a samurai sword or a giant butcher knife than a gun or scissors.
Yeah, a revolver.
It's a weirdly designed revolver. It seems like it might have some kind of reloading mechanism, clip system in front of it. Either that or they just got very artsy with it.
It looks pretty old.
I wonder if this is a replica.
This thing is...
A gun could be very useful though to shoot out a window if there were any windows in this ship, but they're all covered in metal.
Are these real bullets?
Yeah, most Japanese people probably never even seen a real gun.
Oh, if this is real? Oh. You're not gonna take it?
Better Junpei take it than anyone else.
Of course not. All something like this is gonna do is cause more trouble.
Interesting, but probably a mistake.
It's a powerful weapon that gives one person a huge advantage.
Funny that Junpei would not take it considering he was willing to cheat. But at a certain point there is a logic to saying, hey, if I show my hand and prove that I have such a high advantage, maybe the other 8 people will feel so threatened that they'll act irrationally and like rush you and attack you.
Something like that would be way too dangerous to have around. We're in enough danger already. Yeah, I suppose you're right.
Maybe Zero put this gun here, hoping that something like that might happen. In other words, maybe he put it here to make us fight each other.
In that case, we should most certainly leave it here. I, for one, have no desire to let Zero control me.
Me neither.
Wow, they're just
Okay,
all gonna
got
leave
that
it.
Figured out. You aren't gonna leave that key in there, are you? Of course not. We'll take that with us.
So Japanese. So Japanese. An American would have taken the gun for sure. Even if they've just like never even used the gun. Actually it's Wonder if I click on this multiple times, could I have picked up the gun? Apparently not. So this is just gonna leave the door open for a bad ending in which somebody gets the gun and shoots me. So we're out of another escape room. Maybe we'll have to go back and get the replica gun later.
A long hallway, huh? Let's check it out.
I think we'll probably see another escape room, but
We've seen this elevator before.
boy, this kind of sucks. So we went all the way around, I think.
We got off the one on the left just a little while ago.
We went in circles.
Then we went through the number 6 door, and that took us to the engine room.
Yes, and after that we passed through the cargo room.
And all that we got for all of that was a gun we didn't pick up.
And now we're back here.
We didn't get another astrological key.
In other words, we made a loop. We're back where we started. We needed a card to get to this point.
I don't see a card reader here.
Perhaps we aren't able to activate it from this location.
Why don't you just try pushing the button? Yeah.
So unless this elevator takes us somewhere different,
It works.
I really don't get the whole point here.
I think so.
Good. Now we can go back if we need to.
What do? Should we return to C deck?
No, this hallway keeps going. Even if we do end up going back, I think we should see what's down there first.
Oh, so there is something more.
I agree. Let's go.
They probably should have described the hallway better so
It
it
ends here.
didn't look that way.
Only one door.
There isn't anything else. It's the only way to go.
All right, let's open it.
So it's just a regular door to another escape room.
The 9 door.
Well, we finally found the 9 door, and apparently it is in the chapel. But it doesn't have a red anywhere around it, by the looks of it. So, is the twist going to be that you don't need anybody? Anybody can walk through the red door? The 9 door? No, there is a red to the right of
Of
it.
course it wouldn't be that easy. Vacant. Huh.
It says vacant again.
We finally found it.
Jumpy!
So who's gonna now kill me?
Huh?
Look! Behind you!
What? A 9-door.
Interesting. Is it Snake?
There's another one. Why?
2 9 doors. Wasn't expecting that. And clearly we're getting a hint here that somebody died, and this whole Nonary game is some kind of a revenge. Maybe not even against anybody in particular. This could be a case of like somebody got ran over by a random car, and thus Zero can't find the true perpetrator who killed whoever died, and thus he's just going to punish random people and punish society in general.
It's 9, no matter how you look at it.
Yeah, unless somebody painted the numbers and changed them.
The red is there too. So this is a real one? Why the hell are there 2 doors?
Interesting.
There were always 2 doors.
So, if there were 2 doors that would equal 9, does that change anything, really? Because my thinking pattern always was that one group would open the 9, and then another group might open the 9. Although, does it really even matter? Because if you walk through the 9 door, doesn't that just immediately deactivate the bracelets anyways?
I mean, if you think about it, Zero never actually said there was only one door with a 9 on it.
It is hidden, but an exit can be found.
Seek a way out. Seek a door that carries a 9.
Seek a way out. Seek a door that carries a 9.
Of course, we just assumed that there was only one. After all, why would there be more than one?
Oh, man. We fell for it. There are 2 doors. That means that all 9 people who had met at the central staircase could escape. No one would be left behind.
I don't see a reason why that wouldn't have always been the case, though. Like, they're kind of making this assumption that when you go through the 9 door, it's going to permanently lock after that point, and another group couldn't unlock it. I never made that assumption.
Now it makes sense why the bracelets are numbers. 1 through 9. Divided into teams of 4 and 5 people. The digital root of both teams ends up being 9. Take 1, 2, 7, 8 and 3, 4, 5, 6, 9 for example. The digital root for both teams would be 9.
That's great, but that doesn't save Snake, and that doesn't save the 9th man. But if you go back and get their bracelets, I guess that's fine.
2, 3, 4, 9 and 1, 5, 6, 7, 8. The digital root is still 9. There are a bunch of combinations that work, and they all end up the same way. If one team has the digital root of 9, so would the other one. What does that mean? The answer's simple. From the very beginning, the Nonary Game was designed to save all 9 people. That's how it was meant to be. Zero didn't lie. He never said there'd be only one 9 door. But anyone who'd found themselves in the game would have assumed that was the case. Fights would have broken out.
That definitely happened. Not as much as you would have thought.
One team would likely betray or deceive the other. Someone might be hurt. Someone might get killed. But eventually, they'd reach this very same room and realize how pointless all their infighting was. There were 2 doors. There was no need to kill each other. This game was designed for that purpose.
It feels like there's very possibly even a 3rd 9 door, or even more in other places.
We were all arguing and fighting over doors at the beginning. But if there had been one slip-up, one tiny mistake that led to more, everything could have been so much worse now.
So, what are we going to do, Junpei?
Huh? Oh, right.
Hey, Keep it together, man.
Sorry.
So it doesn't seem like we're even going to... Let's just look at the flow here. Yeah. It doesn't seem like we're even going to do anything in this area. Like... Yeah, either we aren't in the chapel right now, which I think we are, or this is just where the 9 doors lead. And back behind this 9 door is a big burnt thing where this door feels like it actually leads somewhere different. So I wonder if you're even going to get a choice.
Jeez. So what do we do?
You just go back and find the other team. You should be fine.
What do you...
Or at least in the best scenario you could possibly.
We need to think about our next step.
Our numbers are 1, 3, 5, and 6. That's a digital root of 6.
Yeah. Unless you want to leave June behind.
The 4 of us can't open the number 9 door.
The 4? Wait, don't tell me.
Yep. There's one combination that'll let 3 of us open the 9 door. That's why I'm asking, what now?
What now?
They really gonna give me a choice?
We gotta go back.
Yep.
I agree. We cannot leave June behind.
Are you sure? I don't mind staying.
It's okay. There's no way we'd leave you behind.
It's not just leaving June behind, it's leaving a lot of people behind.
Besides, I'd rather drown at the bottom of the ocean than escape with this sausage fest.
Again, probably not what you said in
Maybe I'll get to
Japanese.
go to Atlanta.
Maybe I'll get to go to Atlanta.
Are you sure you don't mean Atlantis?
Ah.
Huh? Oh, right.
You guys.
Very well. Best we head back to C-Deck then. We should be able to take the elevator we passed earlier. Perhaps Clover, 7, and Lotus will have returned from door 1.
But even with all 7 of us...
Standing around here isn't going to accomplish anything, don't you agree?
7...
Let's find the other 3 first, and then search for another solution.
I guess you're right.
7 at least probably would still
All right,
save
let's go.
more people.
Yeah.
Than 3. Even if 2 people got left
Okay.
behind.
Huh. Come to think of it, what is this room? We were so focused on the doors, we didn't even look around. Huh. It looks like it's set up for some kind of ceremony.
Alright, being Japanese, they may not recognize a more Christian chapel.
What kind? Huh. A coffin. What on earth is a coffin doing in a place like this?
Hey, Junpei, the hell are you doing? Let's move.
Right, okay. I'll be right there.
So he probably missed a major important piece of information. And someone's pounding on the coffin, and they just left it. So there is somebody tied up, effectively trapped at the end of the puzzle, but nobody knows it.
7 and Lotus.
We've got a problem.
Clover went crazy, tried to kill you?
Clover is gone.
Or was Clover kidnapped and put in the coffin?
What do you mean, gone?
When?
Why?
You 2 went into door 1 with Clover, didn't you?
Yeah, we went through the door together.
But Clover barely spoke to us.
She just did her own thing the whole time.
There were 4 rooms on the other side of door 1.
She wouldn't let us into the 4th room.
Okay.
She just said, I'll take care of this one.
So, in the 4th room, was that the 0 the captain's quarters?
And shut the door.
She must have blocked it with something on the other side.
We waited for a while, but Clover didn't come out.
We called for her, but she didn't answer.
So I kicked down the door and we went into the room.
But
It was empty.
Clover wasn't there.
There was a door on the other wall.
And it was open.
We figure she opened the door and left by herself.
We ran after her, of course, but
Well, obviously we didn't find her. We figured that much out.
Clover's gone.
When did this happen?
We got here just before you.
You certainly have excellent timing.
So you haven't searched anywhere other than near the staircase?
No, we haven't.
Very well then. We'd best separate and look for Clover.
So you're gonna get separated and look for
We
Clover.
haven't much time left. Let's begin.
Yeah.
They should just run the numbers and see if they need her. She ran off.
Here.
No, she isn't.
There's no sign of her. Let's go.
That would have been a great opportunity to go grab this number 2 bracelet.
All right. I'm thinking we should probably split up. I'll head back to the stairs and take the elevator down to E deck. June, you can take the stairs up to B deck.
All right, that sounds good.
So are we gonna get an ending
But,
here where we just run out of time?
could you stop calling me by that code name when we're alone?
Huh?
Seriously? We're gonna get another romance sequence?
Jumpy.
Oh, no, it's nothing.
All right, I'm going then.
Yeah, be careful, Connie.
You be careful too, Jumpy.
Yeah, got it. Take care.
It would probably be a little bit better if they had made fun of him being called Jumpy, or mentioned that he was a scaredy cat as a kid and he was always jumpy, or that he used to hop around like a rabbit. Maybe they did say that at the very beginning, and I've just forgotten it since it's been so long since we've gotten to the rewound back to the very beginning of the story. Tragedy always strikes when one least expects it, but to wait for a man to stand before striking him down seems almost crueler than dealing a fatal blow while he lies on the ground. A light in a dark place, June's smile had given him hope, and both for escape and possibly for something else. It was that hope that raised his spirits just enough that they might soon be fully dashed. He opened the elevator door, and there she was. A woman sat slouched against the wall. Lotus. Junpei felt his blood turn ice. Her body was limp, her skin smooth and pale as always. Was covered in red blood. Weird kind of tinting over her. It looks like she's either been shot or stabbed. Yep. And in this angle, which is a different drawing than the last time we've seen her dead, you can see that she is wearing almost like bell-bottom pants with a sash over it. And that seems like way more respectable than the way she's been depicted from the torso up until this point. Because it really did give the implication to me that she was very much wearing maybe just a thong and a sash, or maybe a skirt. But yeah, it would have been helpful to fully depict all the characters from floor to ceiling, as it were, so you could see what they were, what they looked like. Junpei felt his chest constrict. He couldn't breathe and his legs began to shake. A slow cold drip of sweat trickled down his back. He felt his stomach somersault. Junpei's mind went blank. All thoughts replaced with endless hissing white. Driven by a little more than instinct, he began to walk towards Lotus slowly. Each movement, his stiff limbs brought him closer to her corpse. Finally, he stood next to her. Robotically, he bent down and put his hand against her neck. Is her hand missing? Because we can't see the hand with the bracelet. There's no pulse, no rays or fall of breathing. She was slightly warm. Something somewhere in Junpei's mind told him that she had been killed recently. No duh. Yes, Junpei thought, his mind slowly returning. She had been killed. Someone had killed her. There's a deep cut on the left side of her chest. Blood oozing from it. Although clearly her heart had stopped beating some time ago. The weapon had been a knife then. Perhaps she'd been stabbed in the heart once. Well, now remember, there was a knife in the kitchen, a rusty knife that we sharpened. So there's been several opportunities for different kinds of weapons if you wanted to use the items we found as weapons. It does kind of have a clue feeling, but it doesn't really play out that way. Let's see. Only then did Junpei notice Lotus's bracelet was gone. Okay. Once the bracelet is taken outside the convoy of the ship, or the paraxatic Nary's heartbeat has fallen to zero, it will shut down automatically. And I still feel like the shutdown part of that should have been rephrased. Was that why the killer had ended Lotus's life? So that they might have the number 8 bracelet? If that's true, then the killer was whoever wanted the number 8 bracelet. Or perhaps more accurately, the person who would gain the most by obtaining the number 8 bracelet. Who is that? Who would benefit the most from the number 8 bracelet? A thought had just entered Junpei's mind when you die. He heard a noise. A sound like a sharp knife cutting through wet meat. It struck him as strange as the noise came from inside his own body. A moment later, the pain hit him. It wasn't merely pain. There was heat, extreme heat as well. He felt as though molten iron had been splashed against the side of his body. Finally, his brain made the connection. He had been stabbed. But where? His body was quickly going numb. He couldn't tell where the knife had met his flesh. Given the circumstances, however, he had most likely been stabbed in the back. Whoever had killed Lotus had now done the same to Junpei as well. And we're getting really no animation with any of this. It's just text. With what little strength he had left, Junpei turned his body, trying to catch a glimpse of his attacker. But as he did, the knife dug itself in deeper, twisting viciously. Yeah, it doesn't seem like we're gonna get much of a revelation here. He collapsed on the floor, a puppet with its strings cut. His arms and legs lay where they fell, oddly twisted and awkwardly positioned. Junpei's body was entirely numb. He could feel the blood leaking out of him, but nothing would move. Nothing save his eyes. As he lay on the floor, his life ebbing away, Junpei finally saw his attacker. Who is it this time? 2 tiny images of the killer reflected in his eyes. With that recognition came nothing. He felt no emotions, no anger, not sadness, not regret. The paralysis that had claimed his body had reached his mind. His killer glanced down at his body. So who was it? Then without a word, climbed into the elevator and was gone. His eyesight began to fade. The world grew blurry and began to dissolve into an empty white fog. The fog crept into the edges of his mind and worked inexorably inward. Soon it swallowed up the last that remained of Junpei's mind, and his conscience left him. There was nothing more. In utter emptiness he fell into zero. Whatever Junpei had been was gone. So we got a bad end. And again, this is just labeled as a bad end, not labeled as a in any way different end. Like, so it's funny that the only ending we've had so far that really showed the killer was Clover, and this time it's just not telling you who it was. So, interesting. Now we have listed here a red key and a red key and a red lock, and we can see that apparently we now know that if you go back to the very beginning of the game, there's a red key that's unlocked, and then you should follow, I think, the path for the center path here, and then at some point there would have been a split, specifically at this point, leave no one behind. So ideally, what I want to do seems like the bad end in this case is not even going to try and show you. It didn't even bother to try and show me credits this time. It's just gonna straight up skip us back to this point.
What the?
And that just brought us back here. So the last bit of this, I think, would be to jump right to this. And you can just jump to that part.
2, 3, 4. All right, 7 pieces.
And it just assumes the path that you took the last time, which is fine. So in this split, we want to see if we can go and see this and see if this changes anything. Otherwise, what I think we'll have to do is we'll have to rewind back to this point and then play all the way and do a live skipping to this point. And I don't know. Actually, I'm rather confused now, because the way this really feels like is that we need to do this section, and then maybe you do this section, or maybe it doesn't even really matter, and then you have to do this section and this section to get the good ending here. So yeah, I think what we'll try to do after we get to this square is we'll rewind back to this and try to do this direction and see if that just ends up with us ending up back here, or if it does end us up here. And it's kind of hard to tell. And there is definitely more than 9 keys at this point. And I guess if I was to venture a guess, Clover somehow gets kidnapped in this story, and you free her. And save Clover. Right next to her being a serial killer. But then who is this person? At that point, we really don't know. Each time we go through one of these, it really is just a kind of tease, I guess is the best word to use. Yeah, I feel very teased with the story to get so many bad endings and not really be given anything that's starting to show any little bit of hint as far as what to do. The only thing would be the flow system is showing us some hints as far as some endings, and that's helpful. It probably is the case that there are decades and decades in which visual novels have had branching in paths and multiple endings, and none of that has been documented, in the game in itself does not help the player at all to figure out what they actually need to do to succeed as far as getting the good ending. So we are getting a little bit of help here, but I would argue that they probably are still 2 or 3 generations away from really good systems that would make these kinds of games more accessible to a lot more players. Although there's just so much text here, it doesn't matter how easy or accessible you make this game. If people don't want to either listen to voice acting if you put voice acting in it, or read text if you don't put voice acting in it, this game is just a no-go for, I would say, at least 70% of the gaming community. Anyways, that's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend or follow me on any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below in the description box. And if you want to support me further, there's a link to Patreon, or you can friend me on Steam and gift me a game off my wishlist. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.